Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jace and Dedeker, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great today,
Good.
But my goodness, outside is the most intense wind I have seen in my days. I'm a little worried that God's going to hop in.
The Lord
and
is angry.
Going to pull the same trick that he pulled a couple of weeks ago in trying to sabotage this podcast. Like it's going to knock over a tree that's going to knock into the window or something, and then it's going to be a big ball of wax to just have to deal with it.
It's just very windy outside, so
No,
hopefully...
you can hear it.
Yeah, I know.
I would not be surprised if you could hear it on the final recording. It's so windy out.
Well, if you hear some little whoos going on, just know that
It's the Holy Spirit.
It's the Holy Spirit.
Ah, yes,
Yep.
of course. Well...
Do you remember what we read last time, Emily?
Was it more about Aaron and his people?
No, actually. I mean, well, yes, but not so specifically.
More Levitical law, I'm assuming.
Right. Do you remember which laws? Which genres of laws?
Give me a hint?
We got to a very important verse that's been cited many times
Homosexuality.
in current politics.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was just like a verse, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, literally just one. Do you remember other things that were
there was
prohibited?
that guy that you fed the babies to?
Oh, what was it?
Moab?
Moloch?
Malik? Terrence Malick?
Terrence Malick.
And he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Terrence Malick was in there. Azazel.
Oh, yeah, Azazel.
Azazel showed up. The scapegoat.
Maybe
There
it
was the scapegoat.
Moab.
Oh, there was the scapegoat.
Yeah, the scapegoat. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole long list of people you can't have sex with.
That's what I was getting at before.
You remember where it was like, don't have sex with your mother. She's your mother. Don't have sex with your stepmother. She's your father's wife.
Yeah.
Don't have sex with your
niece.
father's brother's wife.
Yeah.
She's your aunt. Yes, that whole long list.
Yeah.
But we did notice notably
nothing about your
daughter.
Daughter.
Not
Nothing
on
about
the
your
list
own
of
daughter.
forbidden people.
Yeah.
Awkward.
And then also, what was the other one? Your aunt's husband, also okay.
Well, but of course we're operating on the assumption that no homosexual contact whatsoever is okay, so we don't need to stipulate that. We just got to stipulate any of the...
They did talk about the dad, though.
Well, but
Right?
Right. Well,
but it was in the
unclear.
context of don't uncover your father's nakedness
Oh, yeah.
because your mom,
They already did that with Noah.
your father's wife is your father's nakedness. Essentially was kind of the...
oh, well, so that's kind of a different thing. Because
I think they were trying
Noah,
to.
we did have.
I think they were trying to make the allegory of like, don't have sex with your father's wife. That would be as bad as having sex with your father because she belongs to sexually to your father.
And I know you need all of this explained to you, but the father thing we all get, right? That's the implication.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you know that one's bad. So as long as we can tie everything back to that,
Exactly.
then we're okay.
Yeah.
Then we're good to go.
So what are we sipping on today?
I think Dedeker and I have the same thing.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you sound really bored about it.
No,
though.
I just got back from 5 days in Chicago, so technically it is midnight Chicago
Oh,
time.
that's true.
I
You're
was-
a little bit lagged, huh?
Yeah, and in the last 5 days I've been waking up to the dulcet sounds of children screaming. Yeah, so I'm a little
good
behind on
times.
sleep, but
Okay, well, we got to power through that.
I'm drinking a Corona Familiar.
Yes, that's what we're both drinking.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm assuming this has 2% alcohol in it. Or something.
No, I think it's like the normal 4.5, 5-ish kind of situation.
You know what? I don't hate it. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's pretty good.
It's actually
I mean,
fine.
I've always been a fan of Corona. Corona has a special place in my heart.
This
the
doesn't
familiars.
taste like Corona.
Yeah, it tastes
Got a little bit
different.
more to say.
Yeah, that's I think why I like it a little bit more. I like Corona when you have a lime with it, but this is a little bit more than that.
This has like a bit of a maltiness to it.
yeah,
definitely
maybe
the
that I do
maltiness.
like malt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am having a sort of
Bastardized version of a martini.
yeah. I think technically in bartending terms we would call this a built martini.
A built?
built?
What?
So a built drink is one that is not like stirred or shaken, but is basically like poured over ice, like most, like like a whiskey sour or
okay.
vodka soda or like those sorts of drinks
Old
are.
fashioned? Is that
no.
is an old-fashioned built? I don't know anything about drinks. So.
No, yeah, I think technically that would count as a
Okay,
built
so
drink.
it's poured over ice.
I mean, you could maybe stir it up a little bit,
Okay.
but basically it's like you mix it by pouring it over
Okay,
ice,
got it.
as opposed to shaking
Yes.
it or preparing it some other way. So anyway, that's what I'm having here is a built martini. I basically like had the ingredients for a martini and didn't want to take the time to shake it up, so
Okay.
I just poured it over some ice and
Didn't even put it in a martini glass. You put it in a whiskey glass.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Well, as long as it's making you happy.
Yeah,
That's the important thing.
It's pretty nice, actually.
it's getting the
I'm
job
into
done.
it. Mm-hmm. All right. So as we get into this reading, we're going to be reading Leviticus 19 through 21.
Whoa, we're getting there, guys. Two more after this? One more?
Yeah, I think
Two
it
more. I think
is
two more.
1, 2, 3 more after this.
Oh, what? I thought we were on 3 more like 2 episodes
Yeah,
ago.
we got 3 more after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's 27 books. So the last... Oh, actually, this is interesting. So today is our last one doing 3 chapters.
Oh.
Then the next
Oh.
3 episodes are just going to be 2
Two,
and
two.
2 and 2.
Oh, so I'll have
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Yeah, I'll figure out who gets to read each week.
Yeah.
Anyway, with that, we want to remind everybody at home to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, Leviticus 19. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and tell them, You shall be holy, for I, Yahweh your God, am holy." So yeah, this word has been thrown around a lot.
What,
By
holy?
people. Yeah, remember I told you, I was like, they were like, well, hell is real because God is holy, or like that's why a merciful, loving God can still like have hell because God is holy.
Yeah, when
Something
you
like
said
that?
that to me, I was just like, I don't know what they're
Yeah, it didn't
getting
ring
at.
any bells for me,
Yeah.
I
but
don't know, but that's what this person
we'll
said
get
to
there.
me once upon a time. So
Once we read the whole Bible, we can tell you whether it's there or not.
yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, he's saying that he's holy right here. So
Yeah. But I mean, what? You
what
get
even
me.
that means?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. So you shall fear every man his mother and his father.
okay.
What?
Okay. This is bringing me back to 4th grade grammar class because I'm like, subjects, objects, who's doing what to
Who's
who?
got 'em?
Okay.
You shall fear every man his mother.
Subject, you shall fear, verb.
every man. Every.
I don't think it's you shall fear every man or that you shall fear every man's mother, but like every one of you should fear
Your mother and
your
father.
mother and father. And I guess by fear it means that kind of respectful fear that is beaten into you.
I think you've nailed it.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm
Did
looking
4th
up.
grade grammar come through?
I'm looking up other translations here.
What you got?
And
Honestly, I don't know if a 4th grader would have been able to put that together as well as you just were. But maybe I'm underestimating those 4th graders.
I was a very smart 4th grader. I'm just going to
Yes,
put that out
I
there.
know.
oh boy, but basically, yeah, saying that you must, each of you must respect your father and mother.
Yeah, great.
What
Okay.
were you? You were a tri-wizard. What was
What?
it? Because she was the 3rd in her class.
The
A tri-wizard.
tournament. Yeah.
What is it
That was
called?
high school, though.
Yeah. What is it called?
Well, first is valedictorian, and then second is salutatorian, and third is thirdatorian.
Triludictorian.
I thought that you called it a thing.
I don't.
Triwizard tournament.
Yeah, the Tri-Wizard Tournament.
Cool. Okay. So here, I'm going to read this whole thing again. You shall fear every man his mother and his father, and you shall keep my Sabbaths. I am Yahweh your God.
Drink.
Yes.
Anytime Yahweh reminds you that he's Yahweh.
Right.
We know. Okay, don't turn to idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods.
Cough, Aaron. Yeah.
Aaron. I am Yahweh, your God.
here we go.
Oh, boy,
okay,
this is going to be... We're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Then he's going to have to remind us.
Yeah.
When you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings to Yahweh, you shall offer it that you may be accepted.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess that means offer it in the proper way, in the correct way, so that it'll be
will
accepted.
be accepted?
Yes.
Okay.
So that you may be accepted.
I see. Not just it, but you.
I thought this was more just reminding you that you got to do them, period, so that
yeah.
you may be accepted.
Okay. It shall be eaten the same day you offer it, and on the next day, and if anything remain until the third day, it shall be burnt with fire.
So we're kind of recapping. It's been a few chapters since we covered this before. Just to
don't let
remind
things
you.
get gross and moldy.
Yeah, I'm assuming you all have forgotten by now because you're little humans and you forget things. So I'm going to say it again. Okay. If it be eaten at all on the third day, it is an abomination. It shall not be accepted. But everyone who eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned the holy thing of Yahweh, and that soul shall be cut off from his people.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Hold on.
Yes.
What?
I'm having
Let's
a
see.
hard time figuring out the sense of scale and predictability with the rules that we're supposed to be following here, because it's like if you accidentally touch a dead animal or have sex with a woman while she's on her period, or if your penis suddenly gets really gross with a discharge, that's okay. Just make sure, just know that you're unclean. Make sure that you get clean ritually. But if you try to eat a little bit of that leftover hummus on the third day, we are
Bye-bye.
cutting you off.
Banished.
Get the hell out of here.
You are
Yeah.
banished.
And that doesn't make any sense to me, because it's like if you ate something on the third day, it's like you probably get food poisoning, right?
Well,
But-
maybe back then, I'm assuming that they were not pasteurized. And
No. So you'd
weren't
probably
sprayed with
get
Roundup.
food poisoning.
Yeah.
But that's not something like leprosy or like a penile discharge, where it's like it's so easy to spread that to other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that to you it seems like this should be less serious. And
Yes.
instead, it's like, no, you're cut off from your
Yes,
people.
that's
Yeah.
Unless I don't know. Unless he was so tired of people getting food poisoning that they had to make it extreme punishment to
Maybe.
get people to not do it.
I think the difference, though, is that this is something that you made the choice to do or not,
Sure.
as opposed to like, oh, that
That's true.
centipede fell into my...
Yes, but you
rice
chose
bucket.
to bang your wife while she was on her period. Like,
That's true. That's true.
I mean, what if you didn't know that it had been 3 days? What if you go over to someone's house and you're like, dang, this looks good. I'm going to eat it. And then they're like, no, I forgot to throw it out. And
No,
then they're
burn
like,
it. You got to burn it on the third day.
Like, no, I forgot to burn it.
And then they're like, well, sucks for you, bro.
bye-bye.
Yeah, kicking you out.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I wonder how exactly this went down
Yeah, I
in
don't know.
terms of like kicking people out, or if this ever happened, if like how realistic this thing is.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleaning of your harvest.
What does that mean?
So
Keep reading. Keep reading. He's going to clarify.
You shall not glean your vineyard. What is glean?
That's the part I'm
Glean?
confused about.
Okay, hang on. Read to the end of the verse, because I think it's going to give us some clues.
So
It's going to give us some
impatient.
context
Okay.
clues.
You
I'm
shall-
a very smart fourth grader. Listen to me.
Yeah. You shall not glean your vineyard, neither shall you gather the fallen fruit of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourner. I am Yahweh your God.
Drink.
Okay, so that you don't pick up all the little things, and
Yes.
you also don't go all the way out to the corners of your field.
You leave
So that
that
like randos can come in
This
and
is
be
the best
like,
welfare
nom, nom,
system we
nom.
have,
Oh.
basically, is
I see.
like if you have abundance, leave
Yeah.
at least a little bit behind for the poor
Crumbs.
to
Yeah.
stay
Alms for the
to at least
poor.
stay poor another day.
I see.
Oh,
Yeah. So the
goodness.
gleanings are like the little pieces that fall off.
Fall
I guess.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're saying like you shall not glean your vineyard. So like the to glean seems like a verb. Miss fourth grader. Smart fourth grader.
Called out. Jeez.
No, I'm asking you, is that it looks like a verb.
It seems to imply that gleaning means, just trying to get every little last bit of it out.
Yeah, according to the dictionary, the historical meaning of the verb glean means to gather after a harvest, to gather leftover grains.
So
or other
even all the
produce.
leftovers.
Yeah, so it's all the extra stuff that fell.
Right.
But in modern days, it means to collect gradually and bit by bit, or to extract information from various sources.
like what did you glean from
That's
reading
the
this
only
article?
usage
That's
I
what
was
I would
familiar
think of.
with,
Yeah.
yeah.
What did we glean from this?
But it's to collect gradually bit by bit, which I guess is similar,
Day
but it's
by
like the
day.
leftover.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's from Godspell, right?
About gleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You shall not steal, neither shall you deal. Oh.
Good one, Yahweh.
No stealing, no dealing.
Deal or no deal. Okay. Wasn't that like a Howie? Howie?
What?
Was
Howie
his name?
Mandel?
That's the one. Howie
Yeah.
Mandel.
Deal or No Deal, the game show?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
one with the
Yes, with the
briefcases.
the suitcase game. Yes.
The brief suitcases.
Yeah, like Howie's... What was it? Howie's
Briefcase game.
briefcase lottery.
Yes.
Howie's, something like
Yeah,
that.
deal or no
Okay.
deal with all
Yeah.
the ladies.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, God's not into that show.
No.
You shall not steal.
Neither shall you deal falsely, nor lie one to another.
Okay, so this is also kind of like a recap of just like the 10 Commandments.
Yeah.
No wheeling and dealing and
Yes.
stealing and kneeling and lying
lying
and
and-
buying and stuff. Yeah. You shall not swear by my name falsely and profane the name of God, your God. I am Yahweh.
Gosh.
God, your God.
Oh boy, we're gonna be in trouble this
Yeah.
episode.
Jace, you need to drink.
I just drank right before she read it.
All right.
I preempted it.
Okay, fine. I'll trust you.
He knew that it was
But
coming.
listen, he says not to lie.
Okay, fine. I'll
So-
drink again. I wasn't lying, but I did drink right before that. But I'll drink again.
You shall not oppress your neighbor, nor rob him. The wages of a hired servant shall not remain with you all night until the morning.
Okay, so again, we've been here before where it's like no net 60. Like,
Right. No paying
people-
on the back end.
exactly,
yeah.
pay people what they deserve to be paid
Yeah.
and when they deserve to be paid.
I
That
like that.
same day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
wow. You know, like those promo modeling jobs that like pay you like
God.
2 months after the fact.
Right.
So annoying.
Yeah, it's like what the hell is this? So annoying. Yeah. You shall not curse the deaf.
Oh, please do not curse the deaf.
No.
That's just mean.
Yeah,
Nor
seriously.
exactly. Nor put a stumbling block before the blind. Damn.
What a terrible
Dang.
move.
What a
What
dick.
horrible people were doing this that Yahweh felt the need to
I
clarify.
know. What that was the meanest thing.
Yeah, why can't we cut that soul off from the people?
Seriously.
Right. I mean, maybe we'll get to that. Maybe these are
Okay.
also cut-offable offenses. I don't know.
Okay.
But you shall fear your God. I am Yahweh.
Again.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
You
Oh
sh-
boy.
I know. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. You shall not respect the person of the
No.
poor.
Right. Wait. What? You shall not
Respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor.
Is this because we've seen this refrain before that it's kind of like don't play
Don't have
favorites?
biases.
Yeah, don't
Don't
like
have
say that like
biases.
the poor person or the rich
Yes.
person is better. Just like
Just-
find the righteous
Be
person to be the
neutral.
best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to find the truth instead of just what you think it should be. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sure.
You shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people.
I have this vision of just making your way through the rows of tents, just telling tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yelling
You're going
some
up and down
lies.
doing it. Yeah.
Just reminds me of someone like in a big bear costume telling tales. Because
They're
it
like
says
doing
a
some-
talebearer.
Doing
like
some wandering theater.
yes. Like in a big bear
I
costume.
love it.
Right.
Okay.
It's like, what are you? I'm the tail bear.
Yes,
I come to
exactly.
your tent and tell you tales.
Exactly.
I'm a bear.
Exactly. That's what I thought of.
Okay.
Okay. Neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yahweh.
Okay, let's
Goodness
drink and let's
Neither
look
shall you
that up.
stand against the blood of your neighbor.
What are other translations say?
Yeah, what does that say?
Neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. Let's see here. Verse 16. You shall not endanger your neighbor's life?
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. Yeah, not helpful. Stand against, never endanger. God's word translation is real succinct. Never gossip, period. That whole first thing about
Wow.
the tail bears,
Okay.
never gossip, period. Never endanger your neighbor's life, period.
I am Yahweh.
Okay.
I am the Lord in that
All
one.
right, makes sense.
Lord. Yeah.
Oh, I see. The Good News translation says, when someone is on trial for his life, speak out if your testimony can help him.
That's very specific. Oh, so this
But
is kind of like
endangering their life through false witness or through
Yes, through a lack of witnessing.
or
Interesting.
something.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Another one is like, you must not go about spreading slander among your people. You must not jeopardize your neighbor's life. I guess the idea of these two thoughts are connected.
But it's really funny to also think of a gossiping bear
Yes, I know.
wandering through the people.
Yeah.
That's the gossip
The
bear.
the goss
Well,
bear.
I see it as like the
Ryan
town
Goss bear.
has like a bear costume, and like if you want to gossip, you have to put on the costume
Tail
So
and then
bear.
walk
people
around.
know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Or maybe, okay, no. What if it's like your punishment if you're caught gossiping is you
Oh,
have to
you
wear,
have to wear
the bear costume, and you
like
have
a
to go
dunce
around
cap.
and you have to go around saying nice things.
Oh, that's cute. I
Oh,
like
I like
that.
that,
That's
yeah.
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like the nice goss bear.
the Ryan Goss bear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
Ryan Goss bear that everyone knows and loves.
Yeah.
Right. But it would be
But secretly hates because you were a gossip.
the tail bear is what it'd be like. You better watch it. You're going to end up as the tail bear. And then
Yeah.
you have to end up as in the bear costume in the hot desert.
Oh
sun, you know,
man,
it's-
yeah, it's
This
rough.
is a bee in a bear
Glad we
costume.
really figured out this Bible study here.
Yeah. All right. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall surely rebuke your neighbor and not bear sin because of him.
Okay, those seem like two separate thoughts. So don't hate your brother in your heart. Got it. Okay. So it seems like if your neighbor's up to something bad, you got to call him out on it.
Uh,
As
Yeah,
if you're,
and
if
don't
you're
be
complacent,
like that.
then
don't be
then-
a sinful person because of him.
right. That if you're complacent in his sinning, that
Then you're sinful
yes.
as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You shall not take vengeance nor bear any grudge against the children. Sorry, there's
More
so many
bears here,
bears.
yeah.
Well, bear sin and then bear any grudge
Yep.
against the children of your people. But you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh.
Drink.
Drink.
Did you forget? Did you forget that I was Yahweh? You better not
Just
have.
in case.
You
Yeah, it's
better
like
watch
every
out.
2 verses, it seems.
You better not cry. Okay. You shall keep my statutes. You shall not let your cattle breed with a diverse
Okay.
kind.
Now taking a left turn
wait,
here.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
But they're not. I mean, they can't. God, they're
I
two
think-
species.
I think it just means with other,
Other
know, like if you have like
people's cows.
Why?
Hoffer.
Oh,
heifers.
heifers. Do you think that they had
Don't let 'em
multiple types of cows in Israel?
Well, I think that's the whole point, right? Is that they don't.
Okay.
That like when you go and you meet like the Canaanites and they have their types of cows.
They have their
and,
strange cows.
Right, don't let them
Don't let them breed.
intermix, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For whatever reason, but don't
Yeah,
do
I'm like,
it.
who cares? But okay. You shall not sow your field with 2 kinds of seed. Neither shall there come on you a garment of 2 kinds of stuff mixed together.
Oh, this infamous
here
one
it is.
about the blended fibers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's
What are-
basically
okay.
like what everyone wears now is blended.
Well, we're going to research that and talk
stuff.
about that in the bonus content.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
2
I
kinds of
just-
stuff.
2 kinds of stuff. I do really like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard a translation
I also
quite like
like,
that.
I've never heard the translation where there's like, neither shall there come on you. Like, these clothes are going to fly out of nowhere. You're like,
Yeah.
Oh,
just like the dead lizard last week.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Whoever lies carnally with a woman. Oh, here we are. Who is a bondmaid?
Like a Bond girl.
Yeah,
Pledged.
like Eva Green. Oh. I'm sorry. Just
So whoever lies with Eva Green
oh,
or any other bondmaid.
wow. Is okay, wait. Whoever lies carnally with a woman who is bondmaid, who is a bondmaid, pledged to be married to a husband and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, they shall be punished. They shall not be put to death because she was not free.
Okay, hang on. She's a
Okay.
slave.
So
She's a slave. That's what I think. That's what
Like a
bondmaid
bond-
means. Like in bondage,
Pledged
or
to be married to a
or
husband.
some kind of indentured
See.
servant.
Well,
because
we
she
did-
was not free, we don't care about her, and you
No,
can
we
I
care
think
a
it's
little
because
bit,
she's
just not
not
as much.
free.
that you won't be put to death.
Yeah,
Gosh,
I don't know.
this is
oh dear.
What?
I'm trying to look up some other translations here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so definitely slave. That's clear.
Okay.
If a man has sexual intercourse with a female slave who is engaged to another man, and if her freedom was never bought or given to her, they should not be put to death. He will only pay a fine because she's a slave.
Yes.
Wow. Well, was this consensual or non-consensual?
Doesn't matter. We
Clearly.
don't
Doesn't
care.
seem to matter.
You're right,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. What's weird here is that only one translation here that I can find, the Lexham English Bible, says when a man lies with a woman and there is an emission of semen and she's a female slave promised to him, and then it goes on. It's just like, I don't know where this one translation got that, but apparently it was worth putting in.
Is it in the word
here.
carnally?
Oh, is maybe that
Like where it's like
Let's be married.
maybe
The
Carnally.
is-
the idea that it's
obviously
like there was an orgasm involved, and so that's a problem.
Wait, does that mean carnally? What?
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know. It just
weird.
means sexual. It is weird that one translation would clarify
An emission of semen.
and that seems to imply that it's like if you have sex without an emission of semen, then it's
Then
okay.
It's fine, yeah. I guess. Yeah, very weird.
All right. He shall bring his what? What?
Sorry, the Wycliffe Bible always gets me here. They've managed to make this thing like twice as long as any other translation.
Of course.
If a man sleepeth with a woman by fleshly knowing of seed, which woman is an handmaid, or bond, yea, a noble woman of kin, and nevertheless is not again bought by price, neither rewarded with freedom, she shall be beaten, both shall be scourged, and they shall not die, for she was not free.
Okay, Wycliffe. Okay,
Where did you get that from?
Wait, that's as
Okay.
clear as mud, Wycliffe. I don't know what to tell you.
Either they made that up, or that was in the text, and then that's been kind of
Everyone else cut it out?
And then
everyone
they're
else
like,
cut
you
it
know what, we
out.
don't need
Everyone's
to
like,
put that in there.
That's a little rough.
Yeah,
I don't know
like,
if we leave that out there.
yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that is.
Right. It is interesting that in some translations they do say they shall be punished, and in
Yes.
others they say he shall be punished. Like
Well,
the one
that
we
really
just read.
drastically changes
Yeah.
how you do this.
How you
the whole punishment
who
thing.
we're punishing and how much.
Yes. And gosh, who knew the Bible was full of so much semen? I certainly didn't.
Yeah. I see, yeah.
I didn't, but I figured.
Did you really figure?
I don't know. I mean, maybe not. But there were seeds spilled very early on.
Yes.
So I
guess
figured
so.
like it was at least going to happen more. A little
We're
bit.
definitely laying the
sure, yeah.
groundwork for every sperm is sacred.
I
for
didn't.
sure.
Every
Right.
kiss begins with K. I didn't.
That too.
That made me think of that. I didn't realize that so many tents would be pitched.
Oh yeah, that
did
too.
not
That
realize
too.
that.
Yeah.
All right, may I continue?
Yes.
Please.
He shall bring his trespass offering to Yahweh to the door of the tent of meeting, even a ram for a trespass offering. The priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before Yahweh for his sin which he has sinned, and the sin which he has sinned shall be forgiven him.
We got a lot of this
Okay.
chapter to go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm okay.
Okay.
When you shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then you shall count the fruit of it as their uncircumcision.
What?
3 years shall they be as uncircumcised to you; it shall not be eaten.
Okay. So it's the
Interesting.
idea that like when you take over a land and they have their fruit trees and orchards left behind, then don't eat it.
I thought he was saying that you planted them.
No, when you shall come into the land
and
and
shall have planted all
Yeah.
manner of trees for food.
Okay, so don't eat the first 3 years crops of
Yeah.
your
That's
trees.
weird. Why?
From other translations,
And
that's
why
exactly
do we have
it.
to compare it to circumcision?
Yeah,
Like,
why?
look, the
Because
conclusion
of
I'm coming
course
to.
they do.
It shall count like the fruit shall count as uncircumcised.
Okay, listen.
And we all know that's not, you don't eat uncircumcised.
I want to pitch to you a new marketing tactic for this show.
Okay.
That it's clickbaity,
Okay.
provocative.
What do you got?
Drunk uncircumcised study.
No, just the Bible is penises.
Oh.
The Bible is penises. It's penises everywhere.
But what
It's a
isn't
lot of
penis
penises.
metaphors.
What isn't penis?
Penis laws, penis bylaws, penis opinions. It's like the Bible is penises.
There are a lot of phallic I mean,
Yes.
look at this beer bottle, for instance.
No, okay.
All right.
Not
Okay.
biblical, but
Not biblical, but I'm just saying there's phallic symbols everywhere.
it's like the only object we can think of that would make a good metaphor. And so we're just going to keep coming back to it again and again and again and again.
Got it. So the point, though, is that we can't eat the first 3 years
Yes.
of fruits from a tree.
Yes.
Man. All right.
But in the 4th year, all the fruit of it shall be holy for giving praise to Yahweh. In the 5th year shall you eat of the fruit of it. So wait a minute, you don't even get to eat it in the 4th year, you just have to give it to Yahweh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait,
Yeah. It's a sacrifice.
Okay.
That
Wow.
seems, I mean,
Okay.
wow. What's the point of planting this tree at all?
Well, it's a long-term
long
investment,
investment.
you know.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's like making Scotch whiskeys.
Yeah.
It might take you 12
You
years
gotta lay
before
it
you
up,
can
you
finally.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 5th year you shall eat of the fruit of it, that it may yield to you the increase of it. I am Yahweh your God.
Here we go.
You better not keep saying this. You shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantments nor practice sorcery.
There's some really
That's a
weird,
real left turn.
is
yes,
really
some
random.
very odd couplings
this is
of
real
rules.
random, okay?
Yeah.
You shall not cut the hair on the sides of your heads, neither shall you clip off the edge of your beard.
Oh, well, that's. I mean,
What?
that's where we get the
Yes.
Hasidic
Yes, of course.
Jewish look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hair on
Yeah.
the side of your heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another way I've seen this with the beard thing is neither shalt thou mutilate the corners of thy beard.
Oh,
So intense.
Don't you
Yeah.
mutilate it.
please.
I'm trying to find one of the more modern translations here. I mean, the Message Bible just says don't trim your beard, period,
Don't
It's
trim your
easy.
beard.
Yeah.
instead of just the edges of your beard. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. The edges of your beard.
Let's
somehow
keep on
is
rolling.
An important thing.
You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks on you. I am Yahweh.
Okay.
So
Drink.
no tattoos.
tattoos.
No tattoos or scarification.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially not for the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, somehow.
Don't profane your daughter to make her a prostitute, lest the land fall to prostitution and the land become full of wickedness.
Okay, so don't pimp out your daughter like your ancestor Lot did. Please.
Right. Don't be like him.
Yes.
Yeah, I just keep thinking of that Neely
Professor Brothers. Yeah.
Professor Brothers, yeah. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahweh.
Oh gosh. Gonna
Okay,
run out of beer.
keep going.
Don't turn to those who have familiar spirits, nor to the wizards, like
Whoa.
Gandalf.
Whoa. They don't have the familiars?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Don't seek them out to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh,
Oh
your
gosh.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
It's really ramping
he's
up
really
toward the
gonna
end
keep
here.
doing it,
Yep.
you guys.
It's like God's figured out that we're doing a drinking game, and it's like, oh yeah,
He's like,
that's
yeah,
what you think is fun.
hold my beer. Wait, no, put it in your hand and keep drinking it. You shall rise up before the gray head and honor the face of the old man, and you shall fear your God. I am Yahweh.
Okay, so be nice
Is
to
it
your
like-
elders and drink.
Okay. If a stranger sojourn with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. The stranger who sojourns with you shall be to you as the homeborn among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh your God.
Oh boy.
Okay,
We're
so be
almost
nice
done,
to
we're almost done.
strangers.
You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in measures of length, of weight, or of quantity.
So no skimping on things
Yeah. I
see,
or
yeah.
stuffing people
Be
on.
precise.
Yes.
Just balances, just weights, a just epiph, and a just hin? What's
Yeah.
a hin?
We looked this
That was
up a
another
billion
measurement
years
of
ago.
something.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
hins were used for measuring
It's
grains or
really not
something.
important to know.
All right. And a just hin shall you have. I am Yahweh your God, who
Here we
brought
go.
you out of the land of Egypt. You shall observe all my statutes and all my ordinances and do them. I am Yahweh. Wow! Sorry. I'm just like, I see him like
How's
running
that,
out on stage.
How is that built martini treating you
Oh
now?
boy, that's real. That's a lot of it I've just been drinking.
I'm not
That
going to
was
lie
not-
to you all. It's going to keep going. So maybe we should just like,
Maybe that was not a wise drinking game.
Yeah.
Rule. I think it's going to be less so in this next chapter. So
All right, we'll find out.
here we go. Leviticus 20. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, moreover, oh, by the way,
I'm not done
what?
yet.
Oh, Moses,
like,
come back.
like he just did his big, like,
I
Yeah,
am
his
Yahweh.
big closing number, and then now is,
he's like, wait.
moreover, you shall tell the children of Israel, whoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers who sojourn in Israel, who gives of his seed to Molech,
Oh, that's him.
Right, so
he
don't
shall
give your
surely
kids.
be put to death.
Yeah.
The people of the land shall stone him with stones.
Just in case you didn't
Just
know
to
what
clarify.
stone means.
Yeah.
I will also set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he has given of his seed to Molech, to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name.
I love the imagery of like setting your face against them. Just like God's giant face, like just gently
kinda-
sets upon the
Oh,
guy.
I saw it as more of an intimidating kind of cram in his face, all up in his face.
Yeah, so like, what? What? You got
Yes.
a problem? Like, keep putting his face up
I'd
in
rather
his
do
face.
like a nuzzle, like a gentle nuzzle, and being
Yeah,
like,
but this is
No,
not.
these people
this is not
you're
a
out of here,
comforting
man.
thing.
You're out of
just
here.
sacrifice to their babies to a fire god.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We don't nuzzle those people.
Okay,
fine,
if the
fine.
people at the land do at all hide their eyes from that man when he gives of his seed to Molech and don't put him to death, then I will set my face against that man and against his family and will cut him off, and all who play the prostitute after him to play the prostitute with Molech from among their people.
Dang,
Poof.
Yeah. So
All right.
anyone associated with that lets it happen.
Okay.
get out of here.
The soul that turns to those who have familiar spirits, and to the wizards to play the prostitute after them, I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people.
So we're kind of coming back to like we said don't do these before, and now
this
we're
is what's going to
clarifying,
happen.
like, this
Sanctify
is-
yourselves, therefore, and be holy, for I am Yahweh your God. You shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh who sanctifies you. I think that counts as a drink.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
For everyone who curses his father or his mother, his blood... Oh, wait. For everyone who curses his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother. His blood shall be on him.
Okay.
The man who commits adultery with another man's wife, even he who commits adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
As long as she's so if she's a slave pledged to be married,
Then whatever.
you just pay a fine.
Yes.
But in this case, you both get put to death.
Yes.
That reminds me
it's
of
pretty
that.
heavy.
Yeah, that reminds me of that scene in Handmaid's Tale. Has anyone seen that show?
No,
In
I
the
read the
show?
book and it scared the poop out of
Poop,
me, and
yeah.
so I
Scared the sin out of me.
It scared the sin out of me, and
Yeah,
so
well,
I also read the
avoided
book, but I haven't
watching.
seen the show yet.
Yeah, it's some heavy poop. Heavy. But anyways, there's something in season 2 which reminds me of this. I think they even talked about this.
Adulterers and
Probably.
adulteresses
will
being
be
put to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man who lies with his father's wife has uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be on them.
So like, oh no, I guess Hamlet didn't lie with his mother.
No, it was a weird implication that people have pulled from the text,
That
but
they kind of like.
that they're into each other, I
Boom,
guess.
chicka,
I
wow,
don't know.
wow.
I don't know.
If a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have created confusion. Their blood shall be on them.
This
We're
is
all very
confusing.
confused,
Get
so
out
we're
of here.
just gonna
We're
kill
gonna
you both.
Yeah.
This is so sad because it's like obviously there's no sense of like proactive consent here, and so it could be
Well,
like
yeah.
your father-in-law rapes you.
But we're just gonna kill
Now
you.
you get killed too.
Yes.
No, I agree. I mean, well,
If you
yeah.
can't make a very compelling argument that it was truly a rape, then
bye-bye.
okay.
Yeah.
If a man lie with mankind as with womankind, both of them have committed abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be on them.
So is that
the second
the
one.
other? Yeah.
So the
this
third
is-
one is the last one. And
Yes.
that's not till
No,
The New Testament?
This one is the last of the 3 in the Old Testament, and there will be 3 in the New Testament.
Oh, I see. Oh, 6 total. Okay.
6 total. So the first one
If you're
was,
confused listening to this right now, we talked about this in the bonus content for last week's episode.
Yeah, but about the verses used against homosexuality.
Yeah.
That there's 3 in the Old Testament, 3 in the New, none of them from Jesus, but this is the last of the 3 in the Old Testament. So we're not going to talk about it again until we get to the New Testament.
Yeah,
Okay.
which will surely be a moment.
If a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both
Yikes.
he
Whoa.
and they, that there be no wickedness among you. That's very specific.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, I
like-
guess the stoning is specific too, but geez.
But yeah, just all of them are like, put to death, put to death, put to death, and then
Burn.
burn with fire.
If a man lie with an animal, he shall surely be put to death, and you shall kill the animal.
Well, that's not
Jeez.
very nice.
Animal
the
didn't
animal
ask for it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jeez.
seriously.
Not
If-
vegan at all.
If a woman approach to any animal and lie down thereto, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be on them.
What was it, Queen Victoria?
Some kind
Supposedly, I think that's an urban legend, but
Yeah.
who knows?
I mean, can you? I don't think a horse would put up with that. I'm just saying.
If a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a shameful thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of the children of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness; he shall bear his iniquity.
Okay.
So that's
But
just
doesn't
like
get
exile,
stoned or burned, you
but
get
it's
exiled.
which is
Jeez.
probably tantamount to death. But still, if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, does that mean her period?
Period?
I
You
don't.
can look at translations.
Probably.
But I feel like we've mentioned that differently
we
before.
have, but
Well, what other sickness does the lady have?
okay, I'm going to keep reading because it goes on to say, if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness and shall uncover her nakedness, he has made naked her fountain, and she has uncovered the fountain of her blood.
So yes, I'm assuming.
And both of them shall be cut off from among their people. See, that's also very different. At first it was like, you're unclean until the end of the day. And now it's like, nah, you're getting cut off. God,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
going to write
this
that down
is-
to research
What's
out for
the
the bonus
difference?
content.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very weird that we're getting a double standard here.
Yes.
So Leviticus 20 says one thing, and
Yes.
whatever that was earlier.
Yes. Okay. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister, nor of your father's sister, for he has made naked his close relative. They shall bear their iniquity. If a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless.
Dang.
Gosh.
Oh, so
Wow.
not exiled or burned or stoned, but just you won't
Just
have kids.
No kids. Okay.
Okay.
If a man shall take his brother's wife, it is impurity. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless.
Wow.
Wow.
You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my ordinances and do them, that the land where I bring you dwell therein, not vomit you out.
Oh yeah, that
You shall
old
not
thing
walk
again.
in the customs of the nation which I cast out before you, for they did all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. But I've said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to you to possess it, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am Yahweh your God, who has separated you from the peoples. Here's a question, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard the argument of, yes, all these rules are in place, and many of them to distinguish the Israelites from the
Everybody
Canaanites or
else.
everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
But now I'm starting to think, but what if the Canaanites didn't do this stuff? This was just a lot of fear mongering
Like propaganda.
and propaganda of like these people like that just practice incest and prostitution and homosexuality and having sex with animals. So of course you want to kill these people because they're filthy and dirty. It's like the same stuff that we do today with
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're coming over the border and they're rapists and they're murderers and they're drug traffickers. And so of course you don't want these to be around these people.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I was also looking at it just being like, there's this list of rules that like some of it seems to make sense and some of it seems kind of arbitrary. But like in exchange, I cast out these other people and you get to take all their lands.
Yes.
And so it's like, oh, well, we can justify kicking all these people out of their lands and taking over because we followed all these rules.
Interesting.
But it's maybe also that.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You shall therefore make a distinction between the clean animal and the unclean, and between the unclean fowl and the clean, And you shall not make your souls abominable by animal or by bird, or by anything with which the ground teems, which I have separated from you as unclean.
Interesting.
There should be a little footnote. It's like, see Leviticus,
Yes.
4 through
Yeah.
7,
Yes.
where we covered this.
We talked about this before, and
You-
I'm not going to explain it again.
Shall be holy to me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have set you apart from the peoples that you should be mine. Mine. A man also, or a woman that has a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They
Who are
shall
all these wizards?
I don't
just,
know
like,
who are all these
floating
wizards
around like
with their
goodness.
spirits.
And women with familiar spirits.
Yeah. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be on them.
Okay,
Whew-wee.
Yahweh. Jeez.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one.
All right, bringing it home with Leviticus 21. Yahweh said to Moses, "Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, There shall none defile himself for the dead among his people, except for his relatives, that is near to him, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister a virgin." Only if she's a virgin, that is near to him, that has no husband. For her, he may defile himself.
I guess the idea being that if she's married, then like her husband is the one who takes
should
care of
defile
like
himself.
the burial and the dead body and things like that.
Yeah, I guess that's what this means. Right? Like touch their bodies, I
Yeah.
guess, to bury them
I
or
see.
whatever.
That's what they mean
Yeah.
by defile. Okay.
Yeah.
He shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people to profane himself.
A chief man.
Chiefman. It's a good last name. Chiefman. I'll change my name to that. Jace Chiefman is how you shall refer to me from now on.
Okay.
They shall not make baldness on their head. Oh, remember back in Job, he like shaves his head and tears his clothes.
You're right.
Oh.
Good
Like-
memory.
Yeah.
So they shall not make baldness on their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. Apparently that was a thing back then
thing
for dead
mourning?
people
Oh,
specifically.
really?
Yeah.
To cut their flesh?
Well, it seems that
Yikes.
way. I don't know this. I've never heard
because
this
remember
before,
Job
but-
like did that weird scraping of pottery on his skin.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
See, now-
I'm just trying to take it all in. Like, I can't, like, remember specific things.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
just like,
close
this
to blocking all of that out of my
is a
memory, and
lot.
unfortunately, this is all brought
back.
it rushing back.
Wow.
But the fact that in the previous chapter there was a thing about, or maybe in the first chapter,
Yeah.
was like, don't cut yourself
Yeah,
for the
the fir-
dead.
yeah.
And we were
Yes.
like, what? And then it was like, and don't get tattoos, or
Yes.
don't make markings on yourself.
yeah.
But then here we get it again with more context. So I
Yeah.
guess that was a thing people would do
Interesting.
as like a way of,
Memorializing them?
yeah, I don't know if it's memorializing them or like suffering along with them, like
yeah.
It's a morning, must have been a morning
yeah.
technique.
Practice,
yes.
ritual.
Yeah. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of their God. For the offerings of Yahweh made by fire, the bread of their God, they do offer. Therefore, they shall be holy.
Makes perfect sense.
Give bread and you're
Yeah.
holy.
Yes.
Don't do those things. Okay. They shall not take a woman that is a prostitute or profane, neither shall
If she's cursing all over the place, don't take her.
neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy to his God.
Okay.
What do you think put away from
Can we look up another
her
translation?
husband? Yeah.
Put away from...
I'm like, does it mean that she's a widow or
Oh yeah, or separate. Yeah, maybe that would make
Or
sense.
divorced? I don't know.
I
That's
don't
probably
know
not
if
a
divorce
thing
is
here.
so much of a thing.
or maybe it just means like separated?
Even separation.
Some translations say divorced.
Ah,
Put away from her
See?
husband mean divorced. Divorced.
Wow. Okay.
Divorce. A lot of them seem to think divorced.
But it's so weird though that it's like don't take a divorced woman because even though they're divorced, her husband is still holy to Yahweh. So it's like she
She's
still
still
kind of belongs to him
Yeah,
in
yikes.
some way. Yeah.
He can take another woman, but you cannot take
Yeah.
her.
well, he could have taken one before too.
Yeah, I guess
Yes.
you're right.
Yeah. Okay. What verse did
Verse
I leave
8.
off on? Verse 8. Yes. You shall sanctify him, therefore, for he offers the bread of your God. He shall be holy to you. For I, Yahweh, who sanctify you, am holy. I don't even understand that.
I don't either.
That you shall sanctify him being who? The husband? The ex-husband? Any ideas?
No ideas.
We've had too many I am
I'm sorry.
Yahweh drinks.
I've had way too many I am Yahweh drinks, and I just cannot come up with anything interesting
okay.
right now. We got to keep rolling through this.
The daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the prostitute, she profanes her father. She shall be burnt with fire.
Dang.
Yikes.
Dang.
He who is the high priest among his brothers, on whose head the anointing oil is poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garments, shall not let the hair of his head go loose, nor tear his clothes. I guess, okay.
Like
In
what
mourning,
Job did.
yes.
I guess, yeah.
Like what Job did.
Neither shall he go into any dead body.
Meaning, like, have sex with?
No, I think...
The
You
last
sure?
time we said
You
go
sure?
into,
Yeah,
it
you sure,
very clearly
Dedeker?
meant
You sure?
that.
my 4th grade knowledge has run out. Look up another translation.
I
my
think that's what it
goodness.
means. I think that's what it means. Because then...
no,
We used
No?
exactly that same
Exactly.
phrase before.
I don't think it is, though.
Okay. At least the other translators of the Bible agree with 4th grade Dedeker that basically it means to not go near to.
Yes.
To like go into the room where they
That's
are.
what I thought.
Potentially.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. But would also preclude going into the dead body, so that's fine. I see. So the high priest will also not defile himself for his father or his mother.
Yes, because it's
So
very important
not
for him
go
to...
near his mother or father, even if they're dead?
Yeah, it
Yes.
seems that way.
Yikes.
Whereas that's okay for other people, but not for
But
the head
not
priest.
for you, man.
Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his God, for the crown of the anointing oil of his God is on him. I am Yahweh.
Oh, boy.
Of course you are. We heard.
He shall take a wife in her virginity,
Right?
a widow, or one divorced, or a profane woman, a prostitute. These he shall not take. But a virgin of his own people he shall take as a wife.
Okay, so gotta marry a virgin, of course.
And has to be an
Yes.
Has to
Israeli
be
woman,
one of his, yeah.
Yes.
His people.
He shall not profane his seed among his people, for I am Yahweh who sanctifies him. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, saying,
Okay.
Whoever he be of your seed throughout their generations that has a blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his God. I
Oh.
wonder what counts as a blemish in this
They're going
context.
to explain.
For whatever man he be that has a blemish, he shall not approach. A blind man, or a lame,
Wow.
or he that has a flat nose,
What?
or any deformity, or a man that is broken-footed, or broken-handed, or crook-backed, or a dwarf, or that has a blemish in his eye, or is scurvy,
Or just is scurvy.
or
is scurvy.
or scabbed, or has his stones broken.
Is that your
That's gotta be those
your
kind of
little
stones.
testicular
Your
region?
testicular stones.
Your testicularis.
And how
It's
do you
gotta
know
be.
if one's stones are broken? Let's be
I
honest.
mean, how would you not know? It's the gossip of the town. The gossip bear would let you know.
You're right, the gossip bear, the tail bear.
Bear. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see. Is not a eunuch, is how some of the translations say it.
Huh.
Others say crushed testicles.
Okay.
Yeah. Stones broken. Got it. No man of the seed of Aaron the priest that has a blemish shall come near to the offerings of Yahweh made by fire. He has a blemish. He shall not come near to offer the bread of his God.
Wow.
Yeah. He shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. Okay. He shall not go into the veil, nor come near to the altar, because he has a blemish, that he not profane my sanctuaries. For I am Yahweh, who sanctifies them. I think we drank for that.
Yeah.
So Moses spoke to Aaron and to his sons and to all the children of Israel.
Okay, so he's basically saying, like, okay, the lineage of Aaron are the ones that I've chosen to be the priests.
Yeah.
Unless they're disabled or deformed in some way, then you can't be a priest.
Interesting.
Is what he's saying.
Okay.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah. But I'm confused about verse 22 here, that he shall eat the bread of his God, both of the most holy and of the holy. I guess in the way that the priests earlier would give it to their families.
Yes, he says he can't come near to the offering of the bread when it's being offered, but he can eat it afterwards, seems to be the implication.
With the rest of the family and the women. And
I don't know. It seems really
else,
sad.
It does seem really
Honestly.
sad. This is a real bummer of a
episode.
It's basically,
It's just a lot of you shall not.
Well, maybe I called him Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Oh, no.
It's like Lord and Yahweh together.
Well, maybe
it's like
Yahweh,
laws and
Mr. Yahweh.
Yes, maybe he was looking out for us by making us drink so much to kind of ease the pain of this bummer of a episode.
Yeah.
Thanks, Yahweh.
This is just a big list of let's be
Thou shalt not
shitty to women
pass.
and to people with disabilities.
And also, I'm going to kill you if you do
These
the
are
wrong
all the ways
thing.
that I'll kill you.
And a lot
And
of it by
weirdly
fire.
not kill you for things you maybe should have been killed
Stones
for.
and fire, my preferred methods of bumping you off.
Yeah.
Can help
Yeah.
it.
I wonder if all the ones where it just says shall be put to death, if you could do that any old way, or if there was a particular way.
It's so hard for me to understand ancient human psychology and what would need to happen to get you to a point where you would feel okay throwing stones at someone that you know until they die, or tying someone to a stake and burning them with fire.
I mean, if God tells you to do it, though,
I'm just
would you be like, I am justified in this because God said?
I'm talking on a human level, though. It's our human instincts are not to burn other humans.
I mean,
at the
I'm
stake.
assuming.
Exactly, and I think that's why humans developed the ability to be so good at dehumanizing each other.
Yes.
Is being like you're profane, or you are giving you another label than a human being.
Yes.
Interesting.
Right? The same that they've been doing this whole time with people who are not part of their tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Of anyone else.
Yeah.
These weird people who have sex with animals and with their aunties and
And worship golden
and
calves
are
that just spring
uncircumcised and
Right.
Yeah.
That the earth is going to vomit them out because they're not even worthy of that.
It is a lot of propaganda.
it's just okay. I'm sorry
It
though.
is.
It's just such. I mean, okay.
What?
I don't know. As I'm about to say it, I'm it makes perfect sense. But I was gonna say it's just such an extreme level of dehumanization to be able to put another human being through such extreme pain and just watch it, because that's not our instinct.
Yeah.
It's really not our instinct to do that to people.
But does it become the instinct of some people? I mean, especially now with the internet, to dehumanize one another on the internet and to
so you
troll
can just
one
be
another.
so freaking awful.
Yeah. Seems like it's very much a thing of today in some ways.
But we're not doing it to their face.
You're right.
That's true.
Whereas
Right.
with this we
I know.
are.
Whereas with this,
is-
it's literally, I am going to be the person responsible for tying you to a stake and setting you on fire.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's
It is such a
pretty
weird,
awful.
It's
such
such a weird
thing to think
psychology.
about.
Yeah.
It's a really weird psychology.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I can have a greater appreciation for spoilers. Jesus coming along
yes,
and being
no, I was thinking
what
that
the heck
too.
are you doing?
No, I was thinking that too, because again,
Yeah.
spoilers, it really highlights how radical it is that Jesus was I'll hang out with a lame guy,
Right.
Yeah.
Or
a blind
prostitute,
person or a
whoever.
prostitute.
Yeah.
I'm these are
That's
human
cool.
beings too.
Yeah.
I'll hang out with them and actually prioritize my time with them more than I'll prioritize my time with the actual quote unquote holy people and religious leaders.
Right. Anyway, he's quite a revolutionary, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
The weird irony is that the Old Testament is just making Jesus look a lot cooler.
Oh, huh. That's
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
I think that's what I've heard a lot of Christians say.
Well, but I think a lot of Christian thought, and especially a lot of evangelical thought, is like we talked about with J.D. McElkey all those many, many years ago.
Yes.
Was about how a lot of Christians kind of retcon, there's so many parallels in the Old Testament. The Old Testament really talks about Christ, and there's just so many parallels. And where I'm kind of getting the impression of maybe not so much. Maybe it's more about it really is this radical thing that Christ was all that stuff in the Old Testament. Forget about it. As opposed to the
not
Old Testament,
quite.
well,
I mean, we'll get there when we get there, but because he still taught stuff from the Old Testament.
Yes.
But
with the laws specifically,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With
It'll
the
be
law and the
interesting
legalism.
Oh man, I'm excited to be able to read the New Testament eventually, having read all of the Old Testament, to kind of see more of like what the setup for that story is.
Definitely.
Well, we're not going to get there for a bit, but
I
in
know.
the meantime, y'all will get to enjoy this part with us and with me because, I haven't heard about this before. Not any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also very curious how, like, within Jewish tradition, how we get from this, which we kind of read and are like, yikes, to modern day Judaism that's at least not, obviously there are some people who are more fundamentalist.
Like Reformed Judaism versus
just like how do we
Hasidic
get
Judaism
there?
and Orthodox Judaism and all
And
those
unfortunately, I think we're probably going to miss that story because we're just reading the Christian Old Testament
That's
Bible.
true.
And
That's
that there's
true.
been a lot more Jewish writings in the meantime that,
Interesting.
that are part of that faith that we're not going to get in this story. So I am a little bit like, how did we get there? How did that happen?
Right.
Well, we should have someone on to talk to us about that. But
Yeah, it would be cool.
yeah. Well, enjoy your week, everyone, and we'll see you next week. And more Leviticus.
Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including bonus episodes, new series, guest interviews, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email at info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the Book of Leviticus is Jet Powered Vixen by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.